of the state Republican Party this morning, and soon to be, I don't know if he's retired college professor as well, but Scott Maltzie is the chairman of the state Republican Party in our studios. I guess you were on with Mr. Dennehy when he filled in for me.
Yes, I was, and thanks for having me on this morning.
Did he do a good job, Mike?
Well, he did an excellent job, and we started with the Red Sox, so yes, I think they can win the division.
You're taking part in our poll.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just had one of the candidates running as a Republican in the 1st Congressional District, and I asked him a question, and I don't know if it's going to be asked more. I asked Senator Shaheen when she was on my show a few weeks back, and this was before some of these victories that the socialist progressive candidates keep racking up. But as chairman of the Republican Party, where's the New Hampshire Democratic Party at? Is it more left than people sense or not?
Well, I think so.
Look at Michigan in the recent Senate primary.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you look at the 2020 presidential primary results, Bernie Sanders won. And obviously he's one of the ones leading this movement. He's
won 2 primaries the last time before the National Democrats screwed us over trying to we'll come back to that, trying to take it away.
Yeah, but that's the poll that's out there is that 66% of Democrats support socialism. Yeah. And let's be honest, this is just a prelude to the communism that Ronald Reagan fought against most of his adult life.
Right. And, it's interesting. But I look at New Hampshire. So a lot of my analysts and contributors will say of political analysis on my show will say, well, New Hampshire, we're not seeing that far left progressive socialist candidate with a serious chance here in any of these races yet.
Right. You have the Senate candidate that's running against Chris Pappas, but I don't know that she has much traction. But let's be clear that the Democrat Socialists of America are running the Democratic Party right now, and anybody, even if they're more moderate, is going to have to cater to that side of their party.
They're going to be afraid, if anything else, to speak up or say no. It's certainly, if I ask the poll question, who are the 3 or 4 leaders of the National Democrat Party right now, I don't think Chuck Schumer is going to be in that list. I don't think it's Gavin Newsom. I don't think it's Pete Buttigieg. I think it's Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the squad. Maybe I'm right, and the mayor of New York City.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And they may not be the de facto leaders of the party, but they're clearly the people who have the most influence right now. And the other moderate Democrats, if there is such a thing anymore, are absolutely scared to death of them because we've seen primary after primary after primary, and these people are successful because they have a message of free this, that, and the other thing. But let's again be clear: their message, eliminating the Senate, eliminating the Supreme Court, packing the Supreme. Those are the kinds of things that these people are talking about.
I just have to chuckle. I don't want to go back to New York City politics, but the mayor's a good speaker. Let's give him credit a little bit, Mondani. But free bus tickets, free child care, free groceries, free rent. How's that all working out? I think the bus fares went up 3 days after he got in office, didn't they?
Well, and that's the problem with socialism. Sooner or later, you run out of other people's money. And they're long on promises, very short on delivery.
How did that work with Hugo Chavez in Venezuela? Did they really have to eat the zoo animals in the end because they couldn't afford everything with their economy?
Listen, I don't want to go there. But
Sean Penn went there. Sean Penn went there. Hey, I want to come back to the New Hampshire First in the Nation presidential primary. You're in our studios, the chairman of the state Republican Party, and Ray Buckley's welcome anytime he wants to come in as the chair of the Democrats. But as chair of the Republican state party, are we good with the Republican national folks respecting and letting New Hampshire be the first in the nation presidential primary? Is there any ambiguity? Because right now the National Democrats, we're going third? They're not authorizing us to go first.
Right. So for 2028, we have established in our rules that New Hampshire is going to be first in the nation. We have the support of the other, what we refer to as the carve-out states, South Carolina, Nevada, Iowa. We have good relationships with them. We have a good relationships right now with the RNC. We have a good relationship right now with the White House. I think we're in very good shape. No doubt about 28. 32, we're going to start working on that process starting November 4th.
As I said, I just had one of the candidates running for Congress. We have another one coming on tomorrow. I had one of the U.S. Senate candidates on the other day. And let me just ask you this, as chairman of the Republican Party, you just mentioned the White House, good relationship with the White House. It's no secret, if you believe the surveys and the polls, although they were wrong once again in Michigan with this primary, where they say President Trump is not doing well approval-wise in the state of New Hampshire, that he's underwater, quote unquote, like, I don't know if it's high 30s. And that will hurt Republicans running in the midterm elections here, especially among independent voters. So as chairman of the Republican Party, how do you feel about the 1st Congressional District, the U.S. Senate race, the 2nd District, the State House, the governor's race? Are you concerned that you're up against it, that, it's a bigger wave to overcome, or not?
Well, first of all, I'm very optimistic about the 2026 election. We have got a great story to tell about how, on the federal level, how we've secured our borders, how we provided real tax relief to folks, how we're improving our energy infrastructure, which in the long run is going to result in dramatically lower oil prices. So on the federal level, I feel real confident that we have a good story to tell, and we have an excellent group of candidates. We have a primary going on. We have to be neutral in that, but we've got a great group of candidates.
In the U.S. Senate race, a lot of people talk about Michigan, talk about the state of Maine, but New Hampshire has a wide open U.S. Senate race. Gene Sheehan's retiring. If you believe I was going to say tabloids, if you believe kind of the way it feels or looks, Chris Pappas, the Democrat, has a pretty good semi-lock on the nomination. And John E. Sununu, former member of Congress, has the Trump nod. Scott Brown was on my show the other day, so two pretty well-known Republicans. Regardless of who the nominee is on the Republican side, does Chris Pappas have like a 3 to 5 point advantage going into this thing or not?
Well, that's what the polls are telling you right now. But again, we know, like you said, polls can frequently be wrong. But I think regardless of what the real number is, it's a very, very close race. And we've done a really excellent job this summer of trying to help people understand that Chris Pappas is not the moderate that people would believe of him. He is voted with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer something like 98% of the time. He votes with AOC like 85% of the time. Mm-hmm. That's not a moderate record. He voted against tax relief. He's voted against the border. I mean, this is not someone that we would support.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Chairman. Some people would say that the future of New Hampshire in the short term is going to hinge on the corner office in Concord and the State House, because we are the only state in our region that doesn't have an income or sales tax. And the way the Democrats are spending would like to, I would think that people feel if Cindy Warmington became the governor and the Democrats controlled the state Senate and the House this fall, that we'd probably have an income tax within 3 months. I don't know if you agree or not. Maybe we'll have 2 income taxes like Maine and Massachusetts now. They like taxes so much in the states around us, they don't only have 1 income tax in Massachusetts, they have 2. Maine just passed a 2nd income tax, sales tax, all the taxes in the world. So the question is, in the governor's race, if there's a wave to the left because of the cost of things or the cost of gas and maybe a Trump fatigue thing with independent voters, if there's a wave to the left that's blue, does Kelly Ayotte, how much of an advantage does she have in her reelection? Because Cindy Warmington very clearly is the Democrat nominee.
Yeah. Well, we have a great governor. She has signed some wonderful legislation. She has certainly done a fabulous job in the time that she's had here. Cindy Warmington, opioid lobbyist, just is going to be a disaster. They've already proposed $1 billion in income taxes. So their definition of affordability, and I want your listeners to hear this really carefully, their definition of affordability is more subsidies, more taxes, more government control, less freedom, and less opportunity. And that's what the Democrats are offering. And this is to your point before, this is a state election. State issues are going to drive the turnout here. And I'm very confident that the New Hampshire advantage, that people see the good things that we've done over the last 10 years in Concord, and will continue to support that.
Final question, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for coming in. Do Republicans, because everyone's talking about the U.S. Senate and the House nationally, who's going to control? That's why that Michigan Senate primary where the Democrat just, El Sayed won the primary against the Republican is so important. In New Hampshire, locally, do Republicans keep majority at the State House of Representatives and the State Senate?
I'm going to go out on a limb and predict we're going to get at least as many seats as we won in 2024, and we may even expand our majority in the New Hampshire House. I think people are going to see the good things that were happening. We just need to make sure people turn out. If you're a Republican or a right-leaning independent, you vote, we win.
All right. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll get you back again soon. And you still teaching college or not?
Another 3 weeks.
Really? Another 3 weeks. It's August. Scott Maltzie, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
All right. What do you teach, by the way?
Business, economics.
Okay. All right. Hey, Google, hey, Alexa, by the pulse of an age. Scott Spradling, former WMUR TV political director and radio guy, with some analysis next.
It's more than baseball. It's Red Sox baseball.